And welcome to Coffee Time. It's coffee time here in the UK, and anyway, it's coffee time wherever you happen to be. And of course, there's always coffee time. I'm Neil Wilkins, and I just want to have a little brief chat, give you a little bit of an explanation as to a possible way forward if you are encountering something that I'm hearing a lot from people who are giving me feedback on this year of awareness and abundance. And if you're on this journey with me through 2022, and can you believe it is day 83 of 2022? We've had 82 days that have passed this year so far. 82. We're on day 83. It's actually hard to fathom that in your head when you sort of think how quickly it feels that time is passing right now. And I think for a lot of people, one of the topics that is really, really quite important and honestly, I think it's feeling like a little bit of a blocker is the whole idea of creating enough space in the day to focus on yourself, to focus on the awareness that we're talking about, this kind of mindfulness, this self-development, this abundance that we're talking about. I think a lot of people, from the feedback I'm getting, are finding this a bit of a challenge. They're finding this something that is, it's all very well for you to say it, Neil, we should be doing this, could be doing that. Here's an opportunity, but I've got a busy day. I've got the children to get to school. I've got a big, sort of demanding workload at work. I've got all these projects I need to complete. I have to be around the house. I have to do this. I have to do that. There's no time. There's no space. And of course, this is the challenge of living. This is the challenge of life. So what I wanted to do today was to share with you a very, very interesting little quote, little moment from somebody called Chase Jarvis, whose book I'm reading at the moment called Creative Calling. It's a very, very interesting book. It's written in such a style that is, I think, beneficial for everybody. So whether you're a creative, and we all create, I'm creating this for you. Some people paint, some people write. We all create stuff. We all create things. And if you do, you'll identify with this idea that a lot of your best ideas don't necessarily come from when you are super busy and when you're chasing everybody else's agenda, when you're trying to play catch up with your life and that action list, that task list that you have. So just a little anecdote from Chase's book, which really resonated with me yesterday. And I was thinking about this, thinking, okay, it's kind of day 82 today. Here we are today on day 83. I was thinking, why is it that so many people are saying, yeah, it's all great stuff, but I don't have the time to do it? So I thought, well, okay, let's just see if we can talk about creating enough space for you. And I really do mean for you. This isn't involving anybody else. This isn't saying, oh, yes, well, I'll do it, when I've done this for that person and I've achieved this. It's consciously creating space for you. And this is something that can happen. We all have 24 hours in the day. How we choose to spend that time. And you might say, oh, well, I don't get the choice. I have to do this. I have to do that. We all have 24 hours in the day. This is the hard fact. It really is. So if we can choose to create maybe even just a few moments, and we're not talking about hours on end to sit meditating in the countryside or on the beach or anything like that. If you can do that, that is amazing. That is wonderful. And I wish I could join you. But it's really the reality of just finding a comfortable little space or time every day to give yourself the space and time to become aware. Okay, so this is actually booking in the time for doing this in the diary. If you have a diary that is super busy, super hectic, it's back to back right the way through the day, and you just think, I haven't even got the time to even think about planning that. This is the time where, because of what I'm just about to share with you, it is the time that here on day 83, we're nearly a quarter of the way through the year. Can you believe that? And I've got some great stuff to share with you next week, because I'm collating all of the things that we've been talking about next week and putting them into a short program that you can then consume at your leisure, hopefully if you can find some space and time, to really get the benefit of what we've been talking about this year so far, this concept of awareness and abundance. Okay, so here we go with our coffee. Let's just hear a little bit about what Chase says, because he says, my best business ideas have come after intense work periods and radical play in areas unrelated to business. There has to be a calm after the storm. So this is why your best ideas happen in the shower, right before bed, or when you wake up earlier than usual. Chase describes that as that's when the magic happens. So if you want to produce some of your best ideas, cultivate time like this. And Chase concludes, trust me, some of my best ideas have come from my hammock. And you can read much more about that in Chase's book, Creative Calling. So my little challenge to you is, could you, because you could you prioritize just a little moment today to see if you can create that time, maybe in the hammock, maybe just literally lying in a comfortable place, somewhere quiet, away from everyone and everything. Do not take your smartphone with you. Do not have your laptop next to you with the emails coming in. This is your time, because the big question for today, if you're really going to make this the year of awareness and abundance, and if you're on the journey with me, you know we've talked a lot about this, are you creating enough space for you? My recommendation is, if you struggle to find the time during the day, even if it is that little moment of coffee time where you think, I'm actually going to take my coffee away and sit quietly by myself, for myself. If you even struggle to do that because you think, but there's another email that's just come in, so I have to attend to that, then maybe the very, very first point in the day when you wake is the time that is the space for you. I find my daily habit of a process that I have to practice pretty much now, because it's become so much of a habit, is at the beginning of the day. And I'll explain my simple routine, which some of you may already be aware of. I'll explain my simple routine another time. But it is really, really important to save, protect, and build a habit around that space. Because if you don't create the space for you, you're living by somebody else's agenda. If you don't create the space for you, there is no chance, there is no way in the world that you're going to be manifesting that life that we've been talking about, the one full of self-awareness, full of mindfulness, and full of abundance. So it's day 83. Here's the little reset. It's a small little reset, might just be a little bit of fine tuning here. So as you take a moment, hopefully having listened to this short little brief, you will then go and see if you can just find a little bit of space and time for yourself. And it doesn't have to be long, even 5 minutes. We can all find 5 minutes in the day. Trust me, we can. If I can do it, you can do it. Seriously. So try it, see if you can get it, see if you can make it roughly around the same time every day. And if you have to, schedule it in, put it in your diary, put it in your planner, put it in your calendar, and get those little reminders going so you build that momentum with it. Because that is going to be the way that we're going to create this self-awareness and abundance as we go into the second quarter of 2022. So good luck. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. And I look forward to speaking to you next week as I pull together all of the things that we've done in this first quarter so far. And I'll present those to you in a short program. And hopefully we'll get on track, or we'll keep running on track into the second quarter of this amazing year.